Thomas, amazing
Joe.
job on this film. The scope of the film is huge, but it still feels so intimate and like real. It's crazy. Amazing job.
Thanks.
Now, it's hard to imagine two more iconic and well-respected actors such as Kevin Costner and Diane Lane. However, the fact that they've both played Superman's parents couldn't have escaped you. But how does that casting help inform the tension and themes in the film?
Well, you hit the jackpot when you get the two of them, and then you really just sort of stand back and you try to stay out of the way as much as possible, right? But it was great because because of playing Clark Kent's parents, they had a tiny bit of a shorthand, and I had been able to see them on a screen together and had an idea of what to do. And one of the things I loved what you said, it's sort of it's a thriller, it's an epic thriller in some respects, but what drew me to the material was this intimate portrait of a marriage. And you look at Kevin and Diane, they feel like ketchup and mustard.
Right.
That makes sense to me.
You hit it right on that. It just makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Now, the title of the film could have multiple interpretations and really speaks to the different perspectives of the movie. Can you talk to me a little bit about how it relates to the film's themes?
Sure. Let him. I wish I could take credit for it, but we'll give it to Larry Watson, who wrote the novel. But yeah, I think there are. It speaks to the theme of coming to loss and squaring that loss. And I think for Margaret, the Diane Lane plays Margaret, her character who can't reconcile herself to the loss of her son and then the threat of losing her grandson. And it also speaks to careful for what you wish.
Right.
The price you'll pay for what you want can be more than you can imagine.
Now, both families seem very tribal in their own family clans.
Yeah.
Could you speak to that theme and maybe what the audiences might gather and take away from that?
Oh, sure. I think it is that tribalism, right? We all think we're right. They're wrong. It's and I think I always talked with Leslie and Diane about Blanche and Margaret characters, and that they were, I always saw them as the flip sides of the same coin. And in terms of the movie, you just don't know the final flip, how that coin is going to land.
Right. Now, you're also one of the writers with the screenplay. Can you talk to me about some of the challenges you face as the director and writer, but also how that helps kind of inform your directing with the actors?
It helps me with the actors because they think I know what I'm doing because they've read a screenplay, and I, as a director, can sort of fudge over the things that I didn't do very well in the screenplay. And no, it's sort of fun because I get to do, I found the book that Larry Watson wrote. I had the pleasure of boiling it down and sort of seeing the movie in my head. And then you have the joy of, you sort of plan a party and then you have the joy of throwing it and bringing these actors who, when you get Diane Lane and Kevin Costner and Leslie and Kaylee and Jeffrey Donovan, they bring things you never could have foreseen. And, Boo Boo Stewart, who was a spectacular partner in a not very big role as Peter Dragswolf he's so great.
Right.
So, and they're all a joy to work with. Will Britton, who plays Donnie.
So good.
They all brought it.
Well, look, I can't wait to watch this film again because the scope of it is so big, but there's so much that I want to watch again. The performances are phenomenal and your directing and writing, amazing. So thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you.
It was a treat to talk to you.
You too. Thank you so much,
Take
Thomas.
care.
Take care.
Okay.